Hello all and welcome to another final 300, and today we are visiting a CEX I've never been to before, and it is the turn of Waltham Cross. Now the collection stands at 940, so we are still in the final 300, only about 10 or so away from the final 250, and as usual I'm very positive about adding to the full set today. And as you'll see perhaps in the distance there, CEX is right in front of us, so let's get in that store and have a look around Waltham Cross CEX for the very first time. Okay, so back home, and my first ever visit to the CEX in Waltham Cross is in the history books, and it was a nice store actually. It was a decent size. I think it's a bit harsh to call it a small store, but it was a decent sized store. But at the same time, it's not one of the biggest that I've ever been to, but again, decent sized store. The 360 section, however, did look quite on the small side. However, I think it was one of those cases of looks being deceiving, because I went over there and I found quite the pile. I think most of them were spine out, so that's where the deception was lying, in the fact that a lot of the games were spine out. And the proof is in the pudding, because I picked up the most I have in one of these final videos to date so far, because I've got a pile of 8 games here. So let's go through those, and as per usual, we'll do it in ascending price order. And we'll start off with this one that's been staring at you on top this whole time, and it is indeed Metal Gear Solid 5. The Phantom Pain. Didn't notice at the time, apparently I picked up the day one edition. It was only £4. And to open it up, It's not meant to have a manual, I don't believe, because it's got all this writing on the inlay. I say that quite a lot. But it had these little bits of paper, all these additional content bits of paper inside it. Now, it's the day one edition. Somebody bought it back in the day whenever, because it's probably the day one edition, and these are probably used, but it's nice they're in there. And we'll play the lottery and the gamble of will they or won't they work still, because you never know. We'll give them a bash. So yeah, we've got both of those in there. A little bit of an extra bit of paper here trying to sell you an official guide as well, so it's nice and complete, even though I don't think it's meant to have a manual. And only £4, it's a bit of a steal if you ask me, so nice to get that one ticked off. Next up, we have a fantastic game. It's one I've actually played in 1000G'd, Disney Pixar Brave, at only £5. And I call this a twin-stick 3D platformer, and that's exactly what it is, a twin-stick shooter with a bit of 3D platforming. And what a game it is. This was part of Games with Gold in the past, that's why I played it. I 1000G'd it. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Seriously, if you haven't played it, give it a bash. Really, really recommend it. And of course, this one comes complete with manual as well. Nice, clean, crisp manual at that as well. Not been attacked by a game, no scuffing, no nothing. A really nice, clean, crisp manual. Really pleased with that. So pleased to have that one ticked off and bung that one on the shelf. Obviously, I played it before, so it may get a play in the future one day, but it's going to be very, very far down the line, because as I already said, I've got the 1000G out of this. And then I'm going to say it again, if you haven't played it, please give this a bash. It is so good, really good. I don't want to call it a hidden gem, I'm just going to call it a gem of a game. Right, next up, also at £5, we have Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends, also at £5. And it's a bit annoying, it's got these bits of sticker on here, but we'll get those off in no time at all. And of course, I'm not buying them unless they've got the manuals in, but I'm probably going to show them all the manuals anyway. I will say that as well. Okay, yeah, nice clean manual in there, no stickers on it or anything like that, not been attacked by a game, so it's nice that's in there. It looks like it's a fighting game, and I do like my fighting games, and a fighting game themed on Kung Fu Panda has certainly got me intrigued. So this is one of those ones that I'll play sooner rather than later, because it's a genre I'm a big fan of, and yeah, a little bit random that. So yeah, look forward to playing it, and only £5. Really, really pleased to add that. Next up, Sniper Elite 3 at £6. So we stepped up a quid now in our ascending price order here. And I always get a little bit confused as to which Sniper Elite ones I've got. I actually thought I had this, but it's Sniper Elite V2 and other sniper games as well. There's quite a few of them on the 360. But we finally got Sniper Elite 3. And when I took this to the counter, the lad behind the counter that served me got very excited and just seeing this game, because he said it was an amazing game. He really recommended it and really liked it. So yeah, it's got me intrigued to try it when someone recommends it that works in a game shop. So it's nice to know that some of the staff in there have got a genuine interest in games as well. So of course, complete with manual. By the way, it's one of those stores that the manuals were in the cases before I took them to the counter. So if there was no manual in there, I weren't going to take it to the counter. I like to do my shopping like that. I don't like the gamble of will they, won't they be in there if I take them to the counter. And I must admit, I'm not very overly confident person. I'm asking as well. I always feel like I'm a bit of a nuisance. So anyway, manual is in there. Another one that's nice, clean and crisp. No stickers, not been attacked by a game. Very pleased with the condition overall of a lot of the games that they had in stock there. And this one's in fantastic condition. Really pleased to tick it off at £6. Well, the next one is £6, and it's also a game I've played and 1000G'd in the past. I owned it in the past, and before I was a collector, I moved it on. Once I'd 1000G'd it. 1000G on this wasn't too bad. One annoying achievement where you have to get all these collectibles, these little trophies around the courses that meant I had to do some level replaying to get all of those mopped up. But not a bad game, but not one that I'm going to shout at you to must play like I did with Disney Pixar Brave a little earlier on. But not an awful game, just nothing overly special, and not a bad 1000G. And there's the manual in this one. A little bit dog-eared, this one. A little bit dog-eared, but no stickers on it. And again, it's just one that's going to pop up into the shelf and go into the collection, because obviously I'm going after the full set. And yep, get that one ticked back off the list. So nice to have that. Right, stepping up a couple of quid in our ascending price order, we've got Saints Row Get Out of Hell. This is a first edition, so I've had a day one edition and a first edition. Didn't even notice. Includes Devil's Workshop pack. £8 this one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen CEX selling this in the past for like 20 quid or something. So when I saw they had it, which I don't see very often in CEXs, I was very interested in picking it up. Once I saw it was 8 quid, I was just like, you know what, I'll grab that, because I know it's been more. If it hasn't been 20 quid, it's not been far off it, but it has been more in the past. Anyway, opening it up, it's got its manual in, quite a thin manual, but it's also got that code, again, which probably been used because it's why they bought it, you know. But again, it's the lottery. We'll bash the code in, see if it works. You never know. But we've got our manual. We've got a bit of paper that's got the code on it, so it's nice and complete. So yeah, really, really pleased to have picked that one up. Right, next one, second to last, I believe, A-Train HX. Yes, also £8, and this has got to be one of the most, not most, one of the more random releases on the Xbox 360. That this sort of train sim, city building sim game, actually exists, and it is on the 360. Not one I see about at all, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen it in a CX visit I've ever made until I popped into that CX in Waltham Cross. And this one is nice and complete as well. So as soon as I opened up, and it's a bit of a chunky manual, I would imagine so with a sim game. I would imagine there's a lot more to explain in a sim game. But yeah, I opened it up, saw that nice chunky manual in there, and nice and again nice, clean and crisp. Game on attacking. Many of these manuals are going to Waltham Cross CX, are they? But just in fantastic condition. One I don't see around very often, and I thought, you know what, we'll nab that as well. £8, yep, don't see it very often. Gonna nab it. Looks like it's got some very budget Eiffel Tower on the front, doesn't it? Anyway, last game. And we hit double figures with the last game. We spent £10 on the last game. We got Madagascar to Escape Africa. Or is it Madagascar Escape to Africa? They've got Escape to Africa there. That might be what it is. Yeah, probably is. Maybe it's Madagascar 2 and it's called Escape to Africa. See what they've done there. Very clever. Anyway, waffling for no reason. And of course, this one does have a manual, and this one is the only one that's been attacked. I don't think that's game, but it's been attacked by somebody and had a sticker slapped on it. I do like that disc artwork there with the penguins forming some sort of weird penguin totem pole, I think. And there they are repeated there in a little bit of a lineup. So yeah, one thing with these kids games, they tend to get a little bit battered. So if the case and the manual are in good nick, it's a bonus. And I've checked all the discs before I left the area of Waltham Cross to make sure they were in good condition, so that I could take them back literally straight away if they were a problem. And this one's nice and clean. And I was going to say, kids games unfortunately can have that, where kids have got hold of them, slap the disc down, and not really taken as much care as us adults do. But you know what? We got to Madagascar Escape to Africa ticked off the list, and we paid £10 for it. I think the clips aren't very good on it, but they do work. Just need a little bit of force. So there we go. We've got 8 games. We've got 8 games out of that CEX, and that puts us up to 948. And if we pick up a few more games in the meantime, before I do another one of these episodes, the next one might be called the Final 250, because we are on the cusp of entering those sort of numbers. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the 10 games I picked up from Waltham Cross CEX. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, because YouTube likes it when you do it. I like it when you do that, so thank you in advance if you do that. If you do enjoy this video and you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I would love you for it. If you do subscribe, I love all my current subscribers already. But ladies and gentlemen, this just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, and as always, please do take care.